So the first lap, the rolling situation round the bottom. Barry must lead round unless Sustr should elect to pass him. Nerve-wracking wait for Mark Barry due to the wet conditions, and they've been waiting again all morning for the track to dry out so that we can get this final repechage sprint decided and decide who is going to go through to the quarterfinals. So it's Mark Barry there leading high up on the banking with Sustr just 10 meters behind. Obviously Sustr at the back with the element of surprise to his advantage. Be interesting to see whether Barry tries to maneuver Sustr to the front before they make their dive for home. Looking over his shoulder there, keeping a keen eye. They've rolled round that first lap quite quickly there as they start to come into the back straight of the second lap. Barry still leading there, Sustr watching from the back, closing up a little. This is a little bit of a nerve-wracking job, this. Sustr very, very close now to Barry. In fact, Sustr, I think, would do a little better if he was a little farther off the wheel. It gives him a chance to surprise from the back. But at the moment, it looks as though the British champion, Mark Barry, is going to lead this one out from the front, unless Sustr should dive down the inside, and he's done just that. Has Mark Barry got the power to close that gap? Sustr now going full bore down the back straight, and Mark Barry after him. This is going to be absolutely all on for the line now. Sustr fighting as he comes round into the finishing straight, and Mark Barry's coming up the side of him. This is going to be a terrific finish, but Sustr just gets that on the line. 11.13 for the last 200 metres.
There we have the second round match in the progress towards the semi-final placing between Sergei Kopylov of the Soviet Union on the right and Vratislav Sustr from Czechoslovakia. And Kopylov 10.98 in the last match. He needs just this win now to go through into the semi-finals of the men's 1,000-meter sprint. Kopilov's times over the final 200 meters enormously impressive, culminating, of course, yesterday with that world best time of 10.32 seconds. He managed a 10.98 to go one up in this quarter-final match. Best of three to decide the passage to the semi-final. Absolutely monster of a man, and you have to feel sorry for the bicycle he's sitting on. Oops, and a little bit of a flick. But Kopylov obliged in this second round to take the lead, because when there are best of three matches, each rider takes his turn to lead off. This time it's Kopylov. He wanders off down the back straight banking. Must stay out in front. And this rider really looks as though he's on a diet when you compare him to Kopylov. Lying off nicely by about 5 or 6 yards. Kopylov, also kilometer world record holder in just over a minute, set just a few weeks ago before he came here to Leicester. And now we might well see a standstill, but until they cross that line, the judges will be walking up and having a word. In fact, the judge is down there pointing to the riders to cross the line, and this may well be a rerun. It may well be a rerun, but no, the judge has signalled he must. And look at this, he's jumping his bike over the line, and now I'm there, he says, now I'm going to stand where I am. Well, there we are, what a man. And also the Czech rider proves, well, I can do it too. And this is a perfect standstill. If that bicycle rolls back just a few centimetres, the gun will go and a restart call for. But if they hold it there, they can stay there, quite frankly, until next weekend.
The crowd watched, absolutely fascinated, as the standstill lasted for exactly 7 minutes and 52 seconds.
Those big legs of Kopylov, and one must ask the question now, is this standstill going to have any effect later on? Because the effort being taken on the muscles here is quite amazing. Kopylov, the bigger man, and might be the man to be going to the disadvantage of a long standstill, because his huge frame is going to feel the effects more than the light frame there of Sustr. And you can see that Sustr too has decided, and the move is on. The move is on, and Kopylov, having tried to put Sustr in front, has lost out, and the Czech has stayed right where he was. And after all that, would you believe, the Czech goes out in front anyway. So the standstill was over 7 minutes and almost 8. And Sustr, to prove a point, takes the lead voluntarily after Kopylov had started the standstill. And there we are again, Kopylov pushed back in the lead. These two East European riders having met in competition before in Moscow on the Koylatskia Stadium there. And Kopylov the winner. And I wonder how the legs are feeling after that famous standstill. And there's the bell now for 1 lap to go. Kopylov, remember, 1-0 up. Needs this ride to take him through into the semi-finals of the men's 1,000-meter sprint. Enormous man, terrific acceleration now, he's decided, serious now. Look at that acceleration, and Sustr struggling to get on his back wheel. Down inside the red sprinters line, the clock counting now. 100 meters to go, off the banking into the home straight, and Sustr already has given up. 11.03, and that's good enough to put Kopylov into the semi-finals.